That tub of DampRid under your sink right now. The white crystals in the plastic container that costs $15 and gets thrown away when it fills up. The crystals inside cost $4 a bag at any hardware store. And here's the part they will never put on the label. When the crystals dissolve, they are not used up. The same $4 of material can be restored in your kitchen oven and used again, indefinitely. Stay with me, because at the end of this video, I am going to show you the one thing that can go wrong with this setup. Most people do it. You will not. DampRid's entire business model is 3 sentences. They buy calcium chloride in bulk. They repackage it into a branded tub with a collection reservoir built in, and they sell it to you for 3 to 4 times the cost of the raw material, as a product designed to be thrown away and replaced. The global dehumidifier market is worth $4 billion a year. DampRid alone generates tens of millions in annual retail sales from a compound that has been sitting in hardware stores for decades at a fraction of the price. The disposable format is not a product decision. It is a revenue decision. The tub, the branding, the built-in reservoir, all of it exists to make you throw away something that was always capable of being regenerated and reused. The chemistry never changed. The compound never changed. The only thing that changed is whether you know what to do when it fills up. You already know this works. You have seen it your whole life. You know that bag of road salt that sits in your garage all winter and clumps into a solid block by spring. That is calcium chloride pulling moisture straight out of the air in your garage. The same process, working without any help from you. You know those little silica gel packets in every shoebox and every bag of beef jerky. Same idea. Different compound. Calcium chloride absorbs up to 6 times its own weight in moisture. Silica gel absorbs 10 to 30% of its weight under the same conditions. Calcium chloride is in a completely different category, which is exactly why DampRid built a business around it, and exactly why they need you to throw it away instead of regenerate it. Here is the chemistry, simple version. Calcium chloride crystals have an extremely strong chemical attraction to water molecules. When exposed to humid air, the crystals pull moisture out of the surrounding air and bind it. They keep pulling until they reach equilibrium with the room. In high humidity, the crystals absorb so much water they dissolve into it, forming a brine solution that drips into a collection container below. That is what you see in the DampRid tub. The crystals on top keep absorbing. The liquid collects below. No compressor, no fan, no power outlet, no noise. Silent, continuous, passive. The EPA recommends keeping indoor humidity between 30 and 50%. Above 60%, mold begins colonizing surfaces within 24 to 48 hours. Calcium chloride prevents that from happening in closets, basements, boats, RVs, storage units, vacation properties, anywhere a powered dehumidifier is impractical or impossible. Everything you need. A bag of calcium chloride pellets or flakes, not powder. Pool supply store, hardware store, farm supply. About $4 for a bag that builds multiple units. A plastic colander, the kind you drain pasta with. Already in your kitchen, or $1 at any thrift store. A bowl slightly larger than the colander that the colander can sit inside. Already in your kitchen. That is the entire setup. $4. Materials you already own. This takes 60 seconds. Set the colander inside the bowl. Fill the colander with calcium chloride crystals, 2 to 3 inches deep. Place the unit in the space you want to dehumidify. Closet, basement corner, boat cabin, storage unit, under the bathroom sink, inside a gun safe, next to electronics in a humid room. The crystals absorb moisture from the surrounding air. As they saturate, They dissolve into brine and drip through the colander holes into the bowl below. The crystals on top keep working. The liquid collects below. Empty the bowl when it fills. Refill the colander when the crystals are gone. That is DampRid for $4. With materials from your kitchen, 1 unit covers a radius of 3 to 5 feet effectively. For a closet, 1 unit. For a basement, multiple units around the perimeter. Now, the part that changes the entire equation. When your calcium chloride crystals have fully dissolved into liquid, when there is nothing left in the colander but brine. The job is not finished. The calcium chloride is still there, dissolved in the water it collected, but chemically intact, fully functional. It has not been used up. It has not degraded. It has simply absorbed as much water as it can hold at room temperature. Heating calcium chloride that has been saturated drives the absorbed water back out and restores the compound to its original dry, active state. Completely. Ready to use again. Here is exactly how to do it. Pour the liquid brine from your collection bowl into a glass baking dish. Not metal, glass. Set your oven to between 300 and 400 degrees Fahrenheit. Place the dish inside. Leave it for 1 to 3 hours. As the oven heats the brine, the water evaporates out through the oven vent. What remains in the dish when the water is gone is dry calcium chloride, exactly as it started. Let it cool completely. Store in a sealed, airtight container. Refill your colander. The same $4 working again, and again, and again. The mistake I promised at the beginning. People rush the oven step at too high a temperature. Above 400 degrees Fahrenheit, you risk altering the calcium chloride, not destroying it, but reducing its absorption capacity over repeated cycles. Stay between 300 and 400. Set a timer. Do not walk away and forget it. Glass dish only. Brine is corrosive to some metals over repeated heating cycles. And ventilate your kitchen while it runs. Open a window or run your range hood. You are evaporating the moisture you pulled out of your basement into your kitchen air, which works against everything you just accomplished. 1 window, 1 hour, clean calcium chloride, ready to go again. 2 things calcium chloride cannot do, because this channel always gives you the full picture. It is not a substitute for a powered dehumidifier in a severely water-damaged space. If your basement walls are wet, if water is entering through the foundation, if you are dealing with flooding aftermath, that requires a machine with a pump and significant capacity. Calcium chloride is not the right tool for that job. It is the right tool for preventing the conditions that lead to those problems, not remedying them after they have occurred, and handle it with basic care. Keep away from children and pets. Do not apply directly to metal or leather. The brine is corrosive. Dispose of saturated brine down a drain with plenty of water. Straightforward precautions, same as any salt in concentration. $4. 60 seconds to build. Indefinitely reusable. DampRid sells the same compound in a branded tub for $15 and designs it to be thrown away when it fills. The compound never changed. The chemistry never changed. They just never told you what happens when you put it in the oven. Now you know. And now you are never buying DampRid again. If this is the kind of thing that matters to you, subscribe right now. Because next week, Earl is going to show you the $6 build that pulls free electricity from your roof. The same system that 12 states made technically illegal because it works too well. That one is coming. Subscribe so you do not miss it. Take care. See you in the next one.